Unique the Designs, and today is the day after Christmas, December the 26th, and I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and enjoy family and friends. I was a little under the weather all week, but I said I have to get my Lisianthus started and my Ranuculus. And then I thought, do I really feel like doing that? But you know, it's therapy. It's therapy for me. So I thought, which ones do I want to do first? And then I remembered Lisianthus take a long time to go through the germination process and the growing process. So I said, let me start with those. But I also anticipate doing my Ranuculus. So what I'll do with my Ranuculus corms, what you'll have to do with those is I'll have to soak those for 3 to 4 hours. So while they're soaking, I'm going to be planting the seeds for Lisianthus. So I received my Ranuculus forms a while ago. By the time, let's see, on November 3rd, I received them. And but I kept them in the garage where it's cooling. I have an uninsulated garage, so it's cool in there. So I just kept them in the bag and put them in a box, covered them over, and until they were ready for me to plant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Ranuculus. Don't have very many of them. I believe I have about 50 Ranuculus that I'm going to start with, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so I remember that they only sent me 25 of the pastel buttercup Ranuculus. And so I'm just gonna take those 25. Look how small, look how ugly, first of all, they are. Hope you can see that. And this is what a handful look like. So I'm going to take these are called corms. And what we'll do is put the tentacles, is what I call them, look like octopus, right? These should, once we put them in the water and let them soak, they're supposed to puff up a little bit. So, but they're gorgeous, gorgeous flowers once they start blooming. But amazing that they could come out to look so pretty. But I'm gonna put these in this water. And they say that you're supposed to, first of all, let me let you know that this is my first time doing Ranuculus. And so I'm excited about doing them. They say you're supposed to irrigate the water, you know. But I have seen and I've read that you don't have to. You just have to keep an eye on it, make sure that they're not just getting stale in the water. So I'm gonna let these soak for about 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours. I'm going to check on them. I'm going to continue to stir them up, you know, maybe every 30 minutes or every hour maybe even, and see what they start to look like. And we'll do those later. I'm going to put those aside. Now another thing that happened is that the same company sent me what they called Buttercup Merlot Ranuculus Red. Now, if you look at these corms and you look at this corm, they look nothing alike. Okay, now these are Buttercup and these are Buttercup, just a different color. So I'm thinking, and I'm not sure, but maybe somebody can help me. They look like they could be anemones. I'm hoping they are. That'd be great. Or maybe they are Ranuculus, but I've never seen anything like this. So I'm hoping that they're going to puff up in the water, and we'll get these planted. We're just going to try. It's going to be a test. We'll live and learn. So I'm going to put these in this water, and I'm going to also let these sit for a few hours. And we'll come back to both of these. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to use this tin can that I I've had for many, many, many years. And it is my Old Faithful. It's my go-to when I'm starting plants, even outside. I put them in these things, and it just works perfectly. I put holes in the bottom of it so that it would have good drainage. But I'm also going to start my soil in it. So we have to get our soil, potting soil. So all you need for, we'll need for Lisianthus, we just need some potting soil. That'll be our medium that we're going to use this to put our seeds in. So I just have some potting soil here that I'm going to mix into my, actually this is all I'm going to do here. I've had this soil for a while. I'm praying that it's fine. I don't think it expires. And then I got my handy dandy tool that my mother gave me. Actually, she gave me a lot of this soil as well. So thank you, Mom. I also wanted to shout out to my cousins. And you ladies know who you are. And you, okay, so this is just water, tap water. Then I'm mixing into my soil. Getting it moist enough to where you can hold it in your hand, squeeze it, and it stick together, or it come together, but it not be drenched with water, ringing water. So it's going to require quite a bit of water. I know I have holes at the bottom of this container, but fortunately, I'm doing this quick enough where it won't drip out. So what I decided to do with the Lisianthus, I decided to use my plug trays. I'm going to use the plug trays to get them started first. Yeah, and then what I'll do is I'll use my Old Faithful for my Ranuculus. Yeah. So keep pouring this until we can get it moist. Takes a while for the dirt to absorb the water. Sorry, I didn't realize you weren't seeing what I was doing. Okay, there we go. So, just mixing it up. A lot of people use gloves. I don't work well with gloves. So I just get my hands dirty. More water. So it's December, and I'm hoping I'm going to get Lisianthus. Be able to cut them as stem cut flower by at least before Mother's Day. That would be great. Yeah, get bouquets for Mother's to go in. The bouquets for the month before Mother's Day would be great. Okay, let's see what this is feeling like. Just almost too much there. Get a little bit more dirt. That should be good. Okay. So again, I hope everyone had a good Christmas, good Thanksgiving, because I haven't been on here since then. And wow, the new year, 2024. Looking forward to it. Oh, so grateful for another year. So here we go. This looks good. Okay, so here's my texture. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll take and I'll fill these plugs. So you want to get your soil in the plugs when it's damp. You don't want to take your soil like this, put it into the plugs, and then put your seeds in, and then put the water on them, because what will happen is the seeds will float to the top and get lost. You want to be able to just take it, because now that the soil is moistened, you can just take your seed, stick it in there, and it won't move, and you won't have to do anything other than spray mist it. You spray mist it with a water bottle, and you're good. So I'll finish filling this up, come back and show you my Lisianthus seeds, show you how small they are, show you how they work. You put them into the plugs because they're what they call pelleted seeds, and they do that so that you can actually hold on to them and see where the seeds are. Otherwise, they could get lost in the sauce, you know. Anywho, okay, I'll be back. Okay, so these are 36 plug trays, which means there's 36 holes in each tray. So I have 2 trays here. Okay, and I filled them up with the soil, pat them down, make sure there's no air pockets in the bottom, make sure they're filled to the brim. Also, with the soil, you have to make sure, because some soil has wood chips in it, so just make sure that you don't have a lot of large pieces in the soil, because you don't want anything to hinder the growth of your germination or of your flower. You don't want anything to hinder the germination process. Okay, so this is all ready to be filled with my Lisianthus. So I'm gonna go wash my hands and be right back. So I got these Lisianthus from Johnny's, and they are Voyage 2 Champagne F1 pelleted, and they're hybrid Lisianthus. Now look at this. Look at this. They come in a tube that keeps them protected. Easier for you to see them. Yeah, sure. Anyhow, but they are yellow, which helps once I get them onto the plug to be able to see where I put them. Let's see, here it says that they're fully double flowers, let's see, the germination is 10 to 15 days at 70 to 75 degrees, which means I will put these probably in my basement or in one of the rooms until they've established some leaves. Let's see, and then there should be space 4 to 8 inches apart, but I have the plug so that does the spacing for me. So let's see what we got here. Okay, there should be 50 seeds here, and I do not want these to get away from me because I will not find them. And Lisianthus are semi-expensive, so I'm going to just take them. I know other people have taken them, use a toothpick, and I do have one, but I'm going to see if I can just pick them up and place them. See, oh, look, perfect, I can see that. So that's one. See how long it takes. 2. Yep, thank goodness for these new glasses. Because I could not see anything without these glasses, so I'm trying to do this. That's 3. So I will continue to do this until I get these in place. So I decided to try a toothpick. So what I do is dip it in some water. And wow, voila, that's great. And it attaches itself, the seed attaches itself to the toothpick. Just place it right there in the water. That's awesome. So much easier than trying to pick it up with my hand. And see how these are yellow? I don't know if you can see it, but that helps. So that way you know which plugs you've already filled. So I've done the first 2 plugs, don't let me forget. All right. So this toothpick and water is such a brilliant idea with these because it acts as a magnet. It's great. Just got too much dirt on that one. But look, it still picks it up. So great. Woo. I'll continue to fill these up. And once I get done, I'll show you what we're going to do next. So it looks like I had 54 seeds, which is a blessing. And what I'm doing now is tagging my, where I have the Lisianthus. I'll place my tag here. I put the name of them and the date that I started them. So since we have 72 plugs and I only had 54 of the seeds, I went ahead and put in another variety to fill up the other 3 rows. So I'll get those tagged, and so I'll know what they are. And what we're going to make sure is just that our seeds are in good placement. And what I wanted to mention is that I don't put anything over top of them because they need lots of light. So I'm going to have to put them under grow lights or just under some really nice lighting where in an area where it's really lit and it's really lit. Anyway, so they need to be in the 70 to 75 degree temperatures. I told you that. So they will obviously stay inside anyway. Hopefully they'll be ready they'll germinate in the 10 to 15 days as they said, but they will be down there for months. So until it's ready to plant out. And that should maybe be in April, I'm hoping, since we got an early start with planting these. Oh, what I wanted to mention is that a lot of people use vermiculite, which helps, you know, to seal the moisture and make sure that the plants keep the right amount of moisture in them. So I may get some vermiculite. I'll put it on the screen so you'll know what that is, because I've never used it, but I hear that it really works well, and so I want to try it. So I'm going to try that at a later date. I don't have to take these and pot them up, which I may, and if so, that's okay. What that means is I just have to take them from this small plug tray and put them into something larger so that the roots don't get root bound, and because we certainly, you know, don't want root bound. So that's all there is to it, and I'm going to get started. Go take a look at the Ranuculus and see how they're doing. Just started them, and I guess it's been about almost an hour already. So I won't get those out probably until about 6:30, which is 4:30 now. So okay, and when I'm ready to plant those, I will come back and let you see what's required in order to do those as well. So the Ranuculus have been pre-soaking for 3.5 hours. They are now ready to be taken out of the water. They're nice and hydrated. If you remember the ones I had, well, when I had them earlier, before we soaked them, they were teeny tiny, and all 20 could fit in my hand. Now I've gotten, look, half of them. That's half of them, and so they've plumped up to over half their size, and that's really good. So I'm glad that these are good and they're ready to be planted. As for these other ones that I asked you guys about, I said they sent me these and said that they were buttercup ranunculus. However, I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to plant it anyway, and the mystery will be revealed once they start to sprout. So we'll see. But I'm going to put, I only have 20 of the butterfly ranunculus, and see how they look. Their tentacles, they look like little octopus, or some people say bananas. I don't know, they're just not very pretty, but they do turn out to be beautiful, beautiful flowers. So we're gonna put them in, prepare my soil, and you saw me do that earlier where I just put water in it, mixed the potting soil up, mixed it all up with water, got it nice and moist, but not too wet. So what I'll do is I'll just take each one, and the legs go downward into the dirt. So, and this is the top. So you always have your ranunculus going down into the dirt. And let me get the camera to come down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So, see, they're going down. And I'm gonna, you don't have to space these very far apart. I would say 2 to 3 inches maybe. Make sure they're down in there. And we will pot these up because I don't have enough soil in here for them to continue to grow too long. I'll probably let them stay in here for a month or so, and then pot them up, or pot them out, or plant them out actually. So yeah, these really surprised me. They were so teeny tiny, and this one still is, but you can still see how it plumped up. All right, there we go. And two more. There we go. So now I'm going to take this in half here and put these mystery seeds or bulbs or corms. Don't know what they are. They look like little acorns almost. So if somebody knows what they are, please let me know. I'm going to put them up in the same direction. Just lay them down flat here, and again, about 1 inch or 2 apart. I'm going to tag them before I cover them up, because I will put a slight covering of soil over both of these, just to cover them up slightly. Not where you don't want the dirt to be deep on top of them, just a slight coat. And these don't, and the ranunculus don't require as much light when they're seeding or germinating as the Lisianthus do. But I will put these down, and they don't need to be as warm. The Lisianthus needed to be 70, 75 to get them germinating. These I like the cool. So I'll still put them back down in the basement, but in a different area where it's a little cooler. That'll be great. Oop, got a few more that I left in the water. We want them all to take advantage of them all and see what they're gonna look like. I'm really excited to see what these are gonna look like, and hoping that they do germinate and surprise me. So I have my dirt prepped. Sprinkle it over them. Now what I'm going to do before I go any further, see, you have to be careful. That's why you just sprinkle it on there. You don't have to rub it. You don't want to pull up any of the corms. So before I get them mixed up, I'm going to divide them and tag them as to what's what. Okay. Okay, so I just cut a piece of cardboard, put it in there to divide it. Well, it's not cardboard, it's hard stuff. Put it in between just to keep them separated. Have my tag. I'll place my tag there. This is going to get a mystery tag because we're really not sure what that is. Okay, I don't have a dome that will fit this size pot, but what I'm going to do is just put plastic wrap over top of it, and that's going to keep it good and moist. So, and that's all there is to doing that. Cut it a little bit. So I'm going to finish up covering the mystery seeds. A little bit more. Now we can just let the germinating take effect. It's up to them now. Though it is too my job to make sure that they don't get too dried out, because they don't like to be dried out. So we want to really keep a close eye on that and make sure that the soil is staying nice and moist. I put holes in the bottom of this, so I probably will water it from the bottom. I'll put something in the bottom so that it can catch the water. I'll hold the water. Okay. So after saying I wasn't gonna put a dome over top of that, I was getting ready to put a dome on it. Can't do that. So we just take our regular plastic wrap, do our best to get it on there. Cover it up. In the center, you might have to get some sticks. Well, like large, lollipop sticks. They usually work. You put them in here. I gotta get some, so I'll go get some of those. Or you can use anything that will hold it up in the middle. Right now it's fine if it just lays on it because the seeds aren't up yet, but one last thing I did want to mention is that I want to give them a little bit more water before I put them to bed. So just use a spray bottle. That way you don't soak them, but they're wet enough. Okay. So right now it's okay if the plastic just lays there. But of course, you'll want to lift it up in the center before they start to poke out. But right now this is fine. You can tape it to the sides, and that's what I'll do instead of getting my lollipop sticks. And that's all. Okay. Well, during the pre-sprouting process of the ranunculus, they're going to remain into this container until we see some germination. That's the package says 10 to 15 days. We should see some germination. That's going to be great. We're going to put them in the basement where it's dry and dark. There's another space in my basement in the corner somewhere where I can put them. They don't require a lot of light, so that's good. And the temperatures can be cool, just not cold, freezing. So yeah, so we're going to do that, and once they start to germinate, they're going to, once they get their leaves on them, I will see whether we need to pot them up, which means put them in a larger pot. And if we do that, then we'll keep them in there for until springtime, when we're going to, what I call plant them out, or what's called plant them out. And that means take them out of their, well, first we'll harden them up. So that what I'll do is I'll take them out while it's cool, take them outside in the containers that I started them in while it's cool, just to get them adjusted. And so that's only going to be like, I'm not sure exactly when that'll start, maybe April. We'll start doing that, maybe March, I'm not sure, depending on how quickly they start to show their leaves. And then that's going to sort of get them familiar with the outdoors. So we'll do that maybe like an hour or so a day. I know it seems like a lot, but it really isn't. So we'll just leave them out for an hour or something like that, and then bring them in during the evening, because you don't want them in the colder temperatures. And then once they get adjusted, once the temperatures start to rise a little bit, then we'll take them and plant them out into the actual ground, or where they're going to remain until they bloom and it's time for cutting. So I want to thank you for continuing to watch my channel. Hopefully this has been helpful in some way, and we will see you next time. God bless. And I also want to shout out to my cousins, and you know who you are, and when you see this, you'll know what this means when I'm shouting out to you. So thank you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless.